I built a self-hosted web application that'll let you map out your entire home lab, store some documentation, and can be installed with a single Docker command. Now, why did I do this? There's plenty of applications out there that let you manage your hardware, network infrastructure, and even tie everything together in a beautiful UI. Well, here's the thing. I didn't need all that. I wanted something that was brain dead simple that could just easily map my entire home lab out at a high level. This basically stemmed from me wanting to do another what am I running in my home lab video, but when I pulled up my draw.io diagram from last time, I really didn't feel like reconfiguring that. So instead of spending like 2 to 3 hours redoing that entire thing, I spent a week or so developing this application. So anyway, I don't want to make this a long-winded video. I'm not patting myself on the back here. I just want to show it off. And if you want to use it, everything is listed down below. So let's just dive into it. So like I said, the installation is brain dead simple. I mean, this is the Docker command. It runs on port 8000, uses a default data directory. If you have a volume, pass it there. But that's literally the only thing you would need to change is where the data is stored. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Took like 5 seconds. Now let's open up port 8000. And here we are in the app. No sign in, no multiple users. Like I said, brain dead simple. You're going to see a lot of that throughout this, wondering, oh, why doesn't it do this? Why doesn't it do that? Simple. That's what I was going for. So what you'll want to do is create your inventory. And here I have it broken down by hardware, VMs, applications, storage, networks, and miscellaneous. So hardware is basically going to be your servers. So we'll go ahead and add one here. Let's say I have one called my main server. You can give it the host name. Then you can give it an IP address. This is running Proxmox. It's an EPYC 7302, 256 gigs of RAM. And if you want to put the make of the motherboard here, you can, and the model and serial numbers and the location if you want to get that granular, but you don't have to. Then here it'll assign a default. It'll just use the text actually for the icon, or if you want to use an emoji or specific text for it. Or you can browse from this list of icons. So I guess we could do AMD for this one, sure. Or you can upload a custom image, as well as add some notes here. But yeah, go ahead and create that. Bada bing, bada boom. You have a server. Now, let's say you have some VMs on there. Well, let's go ahead and add a VM. We'll say we have a Docker VM on here. It's running on my main server. Pretty sure that's what I'm using. I believe I gave this 8 cores, 32 gigs of RAM, and a 200 gigabyte disk. The OS is Ubuntu server. And let's give it a Docker image. Great. It runs Docker. Now, let's just add another one real quick. Okay, neat. So now we have our VMs. We can specify what apps run on here. So if you're running Docker, you're probably running a bunch of apps. So in here, I would say you're probably running like Nextcloud. And you can say, does this just run as a standalone app? I don't want it to be linked to any hardware. Or you can have it run bare metal, or you can have it run on a VM. So depends on your setup. This runs on my Docker VM. By default, it pulls over the IP address and the host name of that device. Nextcloud AIO. If you have an external host name for this, so maybe I run it on nextcloud.mydomain.com and whatever port it runs on. And does it use HTTPS? This is for internal, by the way, not for external. So if the internal, what am I thinking of, host name or IP requires HTTPS, select that here. Browse, Nextcloud, sure, cool. Create. Now let's get into storage. Actually, I'm going to go back to VMs first. So let's say I have a TrueNAS VM. Actually, let's go back to hardware. Let's say we have a TrueNAS server, storage server. Maybe it doesn't have a host name. The IP address is something. The OS is TrueNAS. I don't know. 100 cores and 1 gigabyte of RAM. Sure. Make, model, if you want to include that, blah, blah, blah. TrueNAS, scale. Now we can go into storage and we can add a storage device. So this is essentially a storage pool, not individual disks. I really didn't want to get that granular, so I didn't. We'll call this my main storage. pool. This runs on hardware. It runs on my storage server. And let's say this is just mass storage, so on hard disks. The type, let's say I'm running this as a RAID Z2 with 8 drives with the raw space of 64, usable space 40. I don't know. You can put that in here. File system ZFS. We'll just leave it as is. Hit create. And actually, I forgot to mention this. I'm going to go back in here to edit it. If you scroll down, you can actually add shares to pools. I was debating on getting this granular into it, but I ended up adding it. So if you have a share on that, the name, maybe this is for media. It is a Samba share. I don't have a host name for it. And yeah, add share. And then miscellaneous. So this is for devices like maybe your NVR, or I've used it for like my GL iNet KVMs. So maybe I have a GL iNet Pro. It's a KVM. I don't have an IP, well, I don't know the IP address, but whatever. For work laptop. So neat. We have our inventory. You see how to add your inventory. But what matters is how it gets mapped out. Now, gee, that doesn't look very good, does it? Well, if we go up here and reset positions, it'll automatically put that into a hopefully better looking layout. So here, if we hover over, we can see that's our main server, which hosts these 2 virtual machines, Docker and our test VM. And then you can see we are running Nextcloud on our Docker instance. Great. This is exactly what I wanted. I didn't want anything more than this. I wanted an easy way to enter all the stuff I'm running in my home lab and be able to show that to you easily, or show anybody else, or just be able to visual it for my caveman brain. Same thing over here, storage server. Might have to mess with how this text wrapping works. So here's our storage, and then our storage does an SMB share for media. And if you click on any of these, it should give you some information about it. And it should even give you a clickable link based on the host name and the port that you entered for the application. So I don't think this is right. If you click on it, it'll take you to wherever you specified. Yeah, you can move them around if you want. So if you don't like the layout, you can drag these around to however you want to do it. It'll save that. So if you go do something and come back, still like that, very cool. You also have a tree view. So if you don't like this map view, if you just want to see it in like a hierarchical configuration, you can go in here and kind of drill down and see everything in this sense. And it should give you kind of the same information if you click on them. Bada bing, bada boom. You can also click this and it'll take you to that configuration over there in your inventory. You can duplicate these if you want to create something similar, or use one as a template. And obviously you can delete them. Very cool, right? You also have docs. So in here, if you want to just have markdown documentation, you can come down here, create new, give this plain text passwords. You can write in Markdown, and I'm terrible at Markdown. I honestly don't even remember how to do it. I don't use Markdown ever. So you can do that in split view, or if you're just a total noob, you have just regular old Nextcloud, poo PP. There you go. It translates that to Markdown. You can split, see it, edit, preview, blah, blah, blah. I also want to show that you can export and import data. Forgot to mention that. So say you have your setup here, but my other one, I've actually exported it, just exports it as a JSON file. And when you open that, it's going to import. And just like that, here's my other actual configuration. So if you go to map, beautiful, right? So easy to understand. Reset. And this is kind of what my actual home lab looks like. One thing, I completely forgot to mention this. Wow. So networks. So in here, you have your networks. You can, let's just look at one. So you have the name of the network, its VLAN ID, the subnet, the gateway, and if it has specific DNS servers. You can also assign it a color. And the reason for this is that when we go to the map, depending on the IP address of that node, it'll color code it based on the network. So you can see a lot of stuff is on my main one. My Docker one is on my external. So if we click that, we'll see that, yeah, the IP address Makes sense. So the way it does this is it understands the IP address, and then it looks at the subnet of that network to see which one it's in. If it falls in one, it puts it in there and assigns it the color. So yeah, now your stuff is visually broken down by the network it's in as well, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, that's it. Maybe I'm missing a few little things, like you can hide your miscellaneous items if you just have a bunch on there, but you don't want to see them over here. The tree view, going to that, even does the network coloring as well. Maybe that was a terrible walkthrough. Maybe this isn't as useful as I thought it was, but I made this for myself. I wanted something simple that I could map out my home lab and give a visual representation of it. I didn't want all the other features. I didn't care about monitoring. I don't care about multi-user stuff. I don't care about authentication. I wanted simple. And I think that's what I accomplished here. So go ahead, try it out. Let me know what you think. Obviously, there's no script based on how much bumbling and rambling I just did. But yeah, if you liked it, drop a like. And like I said, comment on any features you may want to see. If you want to see more, maybe go ahead and subscribe. I want to give a huge shout out to my YouTube members and my Patreons. You guys are my home lab application that's way better looking than this. You guys are absolute chads. And if you're still watching, you're I didn't have this prepared. You're uptime, Kuma. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.